What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of I Was Wrong series on the Finding the Fantastic podcast. I'm going to tell you about another time I was wrong. Yes, me. Wrong. I'm wrong a lot. So I'm going to set up the situation without sharing too much because I don't want, again, any excuses or any reasoning why, oh yeah, Colleen, you were valid. Because I'm tired of this, I'm right, I was valid. I have an excuse for that, like, literally forsakes another person's feelings. Tired of it. Anyways, there's three of us at a store. We're in the store and we want to see this product out in the daylight. And so we asked, can we see this out in the daylight? And the sales representative, whatever, I don't know her title, says, sure, I'll walk you out there. She was a little interesting to start, little, not mean, just short. And of course I'm in selfish Colleen mode. I don't know why. Sometimes I guess I get that way and I wasn't picking up on it. And so we all go to walk outside and this woman stops directly in front of the door. And I'm the last person to come out of the door, right? And so it goes her, the next person, then me. But they stopped right in front of the door. And so I couldn't get out, okay? And again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just setting the scenario. I'm telling the story. Anyways, I'm trying to get out so I can shut the door because it's cold. And the woman snaps at me like she was my mother. And my mother would never snap at me this way. My mom would go, hey, Colleen, it's cold out. Can we shut the door? Well, first my mother would notice I'm stuck in the middle of the door. But this woman snaps at me, shut the door. And I was like, again, I'm not making excuses. I'm letting you know the scenario. Well, you can only guess how that went over for me. I was kind of proud of myself a little bit because I paused, but I think I was paused because I was so taken aback. I was not as bad as I was with the Uber driver, but I addressed her and I was like, ma'am, excuse me, I would shut the door if I wasn't standing in the middle of the door. And the way I addressed her was clearly in an aggressive tone and way because she immediately backed off and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. And you could tell after that, she was really bothered and hurt and upset. I hurt her. Let's just call it a spade. I hurt her feelings. I hurt her. And again, do not type in, Colleen, you had a reason. She should have never done that. Yada, 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 yada. It's not what this series is about. This is how I was wrong. I wronged someone. I hurt her. And I should never be the source of someone's hurt. But this is also an example of how some people don't mean to hurt you, which we'll get into another time. But nonetheless, the rest of the time you could tell she was like a turtle back in her shell. Well, we're leaving the store and the one person with me tells me that she is constantly verbally abused by her manager. And it is a horrific work environment. And she's always just so scared to make a wrong move. And she was scared that her manager was going to ream her out for the door being open too much. You can only guess how much worse it made me feel because this woman is already in a horrific work environment where she's under abusive management, right? And I hurt her. I did that. And again, I don't want to hear excuses of Colleen, she should have never done that. I don't want to hear the excuse of Colleen, how are you to know that? Enough of that. Our society does enough of that. I hurt somebody's feelings who was already in a really hurtful situation. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. Yep. If you want to be on the podcast and the show and admit a time that you wronged someone, the I Was Wrong podcast, this is not about, it's Finding the Fantastic podcast, but this is not about how you were wrong about, oh, I think I like broccoli, or I thought I hated broccoli, but I like it. No, this is a moment that you wronged somebody. No excuses, okay? If you want to come on here, if you want to be brave and come on here, and share it. I'll put anybody on here. I don't care. I'll do it. If you have the guts to do this, I also have to let you know it's like super what's the word? I don't want to say rewarding, but it's like it gives you a little bit of breath of fresh air, because some of us can carry that guilt around, or some of us don't carry any guilt around, and they need to start realizing that how wrong you are to people. It's just healthy. So yeah, it's scary. People gonna know that you hurt people. People gonna know that you're not that little daisy you think you are. You aren't that nice person all the time, right? So let me know. Love you.